Welcome, everyone, to the draft. Today, we are drafting the best movie villains of all time. I'm here with our campus pastors, Pastor Aaron, Pastor Terry. We're all hanging out. And here are the rules. We're going to do a snake draft style. So we're going to spin a wheel real quick, and whoever lands first, they get to go first. We'll go around the screen, and then we'll come back around and then go back around. But today is movie villains. So let me see if I can figure out how to share my screen. You did it. All right, we got our wheel. Can y'all see the wheel?
Yep.
Yes.
You can see the wheel.
All right, here we go. I'm spinning. There's no sound effects. It's so quiet. Aaron
Frizzell.
Oh, quiet.
Aaron
Dude, you guys
Frizzell.
are about to love this one. Mike Martin, you know
Are we going Frizzy to Aaron Alexander or Frizzy to me?
On my screen, it would be next is Terry.
Yeah, Zach, you're just going to have to call him out.
Just call him out, Zach.
So it's going to go Frizzell, Terry, me, Robert, Eric, Mike, Alexander.
All right, I'm last.
You guys are you're totally not going to guess this, but Mike Martin would guess this one. And Angela Lynn's. I picked the Left Behind series as my first one. Villain, the Antichrist. I win.
Nikolai Carpathia, right?
Wow. Did not expect that.
Love the Jesus, dude. Awesome. You're not winning.
That was good.
You're out. You're already out.
Wow.
Terry Kelly, you are
All
up
right.
for second draft pick.
As soon as I thought about this, I thought about some of the guys that belong in the Hall of Fame. So I don't really want to go there, but I do think that one of the first round picks is Hans Gruber from the original Die Hard movie.
That was
On
my
list.
I got to cross that.
Nobody knew who Alan Rickman was except for on the stage. It was his first movie, and he destroyed it. And everybody said, Bruce who? When it was all over? No, they didn't. But Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber, hands
Very
down.
good. Very good.
A good one.
Well done. Well played.
That's pretty good.
For my third draft pick, Hans actually was my number one choice. So I got to go to my number two here. This one's a little different, but one of the best movie villains of all time, in my opinion, is Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars Episode 1. There is a fan theory that he's actually like a dark Sith Lord who's sent to just cause chaos, and he does a good job also. He's really annoying and hard to watch, so I thought that was a good pick.
Good. Solid.
Robert, you're up next.
I'm going to continue the unexpected picks trend, and I'm actually going to go with Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That fool spent 20 years unable to get out of bed, but yet would send his grandchild to go spend all of their money on smokes, and then suddenly when they won a prize, dudes jumping around and dancing. Evil.
I like it.
Pure evil.
That is incredible.
Awesome.
Love it.
That's oddly incredible.
This took a twist.
I like it.
Eric, you're up next.
This took a hard left. From what I thought round one was going to look like. So I had a couple down here on my list of like, if in the event that I need just like a grab bag of something at the end, but it looks like that's where we're starting. I will join in the festivities of randomness on round one, and I'm going to go with Back to the Future's own Biff Tannen.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a nice one.
Yeah.
That's a nice
And-
one.
Since we are breaking the rule because we're not doing our character, we're not going in character. So in classic Biff Tannen form, what are you looking at, butthead?
Oh, profanity. Aaron, I think that was Aaron's only pick because he's gone.
Mike,
He's mad and he left.
Mike Martin, you're up next.
You know, this is going to shock everybody, but I'm going decidedly violent and evil. You know, I'm not really walking it or Back to the Future. So there's a movie, The Highlander. And if you know The Highlander, there's a man that's the Kerrigan. And you know what the Kerrigan says? It's better to burn out than fade away. Kerrigan, The Highlander.
I
Nice.
understood
Nice.
none of what you said.
It's just mayhem and evil. Better than Willy Wonka.
That was incredible.
Hey, while we're waiting on Aaron, the good news is I've not had to cross any other names off of my list except for the one that I used.
Me neither.
I really like the
That was
direction
on
this
my
headed.
list. He was number one on my list, actually.
Who was?
Hans Gruber.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine
Oh, I
too.
thought the Antichrist
It's
So
was.
great. He's so great.
Aaron, you are up next.
Came back just in the nick of time.
Perfect.
He's actually great.
What was just picked? I had to go. What got picked?
Pattergan from the Highlander.
You don't have him. You
Okay.
Don't have him.
It's not on your list.
Okay.
And he's a bad bleeper, just so you know.
No profanity, Mike.
My first round pick for movie villain, is going to have to be Vizzini from The Princess Bride.
Yes!
Nice.
Wow.
Good.
Nice.
He's memorable. He's hated, but you kind of like him because it's
What's
just
the
good.
famous line?
Do the voice.
inconceivable.
So now we're at the end of it. So Aaron goes again, right?
Yes. So my second round pick is this man is misunderstood and he's maybe given a bad rap. And there's a little redemption at the end, but
Aaron Frizzell.
no, even better. Mine is
Even worse.
old man Marley from the Home Alone 1 movie. The old man that eventually you love, but for
Yeah.
90% of the movie,
Interesting.
he's a very bad man.
Good call.
Explain.
Well, he starts off as the snow shovel killer or something like that. Yeah, and how he killed people and put them in things of salt, right? And that's what he used to spray out on the street. But later you found out he's just a nice and lonely old man. So who helps Kevin see the beauty in life.
This is
So
grandpa you love at the end.
yeah, so I'm all about old
You
man
should start.
Marley from Home Alone.
You should start writing plot summaries for IMDb.
I'm working on it.
You have to capture some
Side gigs.
honorable mention villains in the Wet Bandits.
Ah,
And the
Very
Sticky Bandits when they change their name.
That's right.
all right, Mike Martin. Mike Martin, you're up next.
So, love James Bond movies, and we know some of the Bond villains. One of my favorites, Francisco Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun. I mean, the cat was cool. He had some great, lavender cool suits. He had a golden gun that posed as a cigarette pack, and he had special bullets. I mean, and the name, Francisco Scaramanga.
You are going from some very violent picks today, Mike.
I just feel like I'm being my true self, and some of you people aren't being your true selves.
A lot of your Prosper folks are about to go back to Frisco East after this.
No.
No, they'll trust me. They'll go to West where they can, watch Kirk Cameron.
Eric Sebastian, you're up next.
Oh, God.
All right. I am going with classic. Terry mispronounced his name earlier, but Lord Voldemort.
Good choice.
From Harry Potter, the boy who lived. That's my Voldemort impression.
I don't know why I had to be brought into that. I thought you were doing well without that.
How did Terry pronounce it earlier?
You called him like Voldemort.
It's not a movie I've seen a lot of.
It's like a place in East Texas you go buy clothes. Hey, man, I'm going to the Valdemar. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be at the Valdemar's. Call me. Hey, get my sale if you need some food, baby.
He's just trying to mask that he has a Harry Potter tattoo, and he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
doesn't want us to know about it.
Pick number
Good
2.
choice, Eric. Robert Jordan, you're up next.
I think I'm going to continue with my trend of unexpected picks, and I'm going to go with let's go with the iceberg from Titanic.
I have to mark that off my list.
Yeah, we made the mistake of trying to watch that film with our kids, who ended up bawling by the end of it. So yeah, iceberg.
And really, it was more because of Billy Zane.
It's
Than the
good.
iceberg. He makes me weep. So good.
Robert, same trend. I went with the unexpected. I think sometimes movies get the villains wrong, and maybe the villain is more of an object or a theme. And in this case, I chose the boulder from 127 Hours.
Ooh,
Mm.
it's the guy's arm.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're-
that's it.
Boulder.
That's a
I
bad
also
rock.
like that the setup to your villain took 127 hours.
Boom. Roasted.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow.
Good, good. Terry Kelly, you're next.
All right. Well, I like whoever had Old Man Marley. I think that was Aaron, right? Like the fact that you don't know who the villain is, or you think they're the villain, they're not. This is sort of over the span of the movie sequels, you find that he ends up somehow not being the villain. But in the very beginning of this thing, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, is one of the great villains who somehow, because of marketing, became a hero. But he is a villain in that first movie, and he's incredible. And he says, "I'll be back."
Nice.
Was that Schwarzenegger or Schwarzenegger?
Hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
if I get
goes
called
to the
out for
Voldemort
pronouncing
to buy clothes.
anything
Good
wrong
Lord,
anymore,
son, what are we
coming out of
doing?
the screen.
Very
All
good,
right.
very good.
Am I next?
Aaron Frizzell, you are next.
Okay, we're going Talladega Nights. Jean Guiard. Ricky Bobby.
That's a good one, Aaron. Cred.
That's awesome.
Do it again. Do him again.
Ricky Bobby. I will beat you.
Let's forego the draft and let him just talk for a while.
That's awesome. Aaron Frizzell, you have your final pick right now.
Do the whole thing in the voice.
Okay.
In that voice.
No, combine that one and Kirk Cameron. Go.
Ooh, this is all out of all the Robin Hoods. I love Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Great. One of the ugliest, I think, nastiest villains is the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Mm.
And he's just, gosh, in that one, he's so greasy and nasty. And his witch mom, who, of all craziness, is also plays the wonderful, beautiful character in Hook with Robin Hood. And yet she's the witch in that one. But
So this is with Kevin Costner.
yes.
So that's
Kevin
Alan
Costner.
Rickman again, right?
Yeah.
He
man.
makes a second appearance. Wow.
Amazing.
He made some
Rickman.
money in the 80s.
The Rickman theme. Very good choice. Terry, your final choice. Best villain of all time.
Oh, it's back with me. I think this is one of the Hall of Famers, but I'm going to put it in, is Michael Corleone, Godfather, particularly Godfather 2, where he is turned all the way up as the villain, that he has tried to do everything to save his family, and in the process destroys his family, which is a theme that gets carried out over time in movies.
Yeah, classic.
I didn't see a lot of that. The language was just too coarse for me. I mean, I just couldn't.
There's a Vid Angel version of it that I'm talking about.
I don't believe that for a second, Mike.
Yeah.
For my final pick, I think it's really easy to think that the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were the real villains, but
Right
the
away.
real villain of Jurassic Park was human greed. So I went with human greed in Jurassic Park for my final pick.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Prove me wrong in the comments below.
Hold on to your book.
at the Voldemorts.
Robert, you're.
Matt, can you give us a line from Human Greed in Jurassic Park?
Oh, what's the when they're incubating the little raptors? What does he say? Oh, dino DNA. That one. Robert, you are next in final draft.
My last and final pick, and I originally was going to go with just something off the wall again, but I think I got to stick with the classic. Got to go big here and choose Darth Vader. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
Good old Darth.
gotta have him.
I would actually push back on that a little bit and say that Palpatine is even more of a villain than Vader, but that's just me.
Nerd.
Robert, what's your Vader?
Jar Jar's the real villain, though.
Mm.
Give us your Vader impersonation.
Me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Breaker 19.
Robert, something's wrong with your
Like that. I'm
refrigerator.
not good with impersonations.
There's a smoke.
I'm no Aaron Frizzell.
It's okay.
All day.
Eric
for that.
Sebastian, you're next and final pick.
Yeah, I mean, like classic. I've watched this movie the last 2 nights in a row. thanks to Paramount TV. From The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, the Joker.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
The
solid.
ultimate.
That's solid.
Best performance by a villain ever.
Yeah, agree.
The best, and he's the best Joker. That's for,
I'm not even going to try to impersonate him because it's not even worth it. Like, it's just it needs to stand on its own.
And you're way too pretty.
Mike,
Well, this got weird. All right,
Mike's
Mike
been for way too long.
Martin. Mike Martin, your next and final pick.
You know, I've had some violent picks, and I'm not going to try to sidestep that. Really, the biggest villain in my whole life and existence right now, honestly, is somebody in my neighborhood that's the early morning lawn mowing guy. Like last week, it was before 7 o'clock, and I'm like, on a Friday, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Early morning lawn mowing guy. I mean, dude, villain. And I might not have a job at Hope if this continues throughout the summer, because personally, there's an 8 o'clock mowing rule. I think is decorum, right? It's what you should.
Which coincides with your bedtime, right?
Okay. Oh, that's hurtful. Next, go to Aaron.
I'm not sure Lawnmower Guy is from a movie.
It's a movie that plays in my head.
Lawnmower Man. Do you remember that movie?
That was different.
Mike, you sound like you're channeling your inner Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino.
Get off my lawn!
How about this one? Hey, all you clowns, get off my screen. No?
He could be Edward Scissorhands or the lawnmower from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Or Kirk Cameron.
Or Kirk Cameron.
So do I have the last pick?
Aaron, you have the last and final pick.
Antichrist.
Well, what do they call the last Mr. Irrelevant? Is that what that is for the last pick of the draft? I don't think my last pick is irrelevant at all. Maybe a little obscure, but when you think about it, it's quite terrifying. My pick for the final pick of the draft is the Snakes from Snakes on a Plane.
Very good. Very good. That, honestly, very solid closing final pick. Thank you all for hanging out with us on our draft. We'll see you next week, probably with another one. Bye.
Yeah.